Hello, and welcome to my talk for this week. In the chancel of our cathedral, there are stalls for the canons and the archdeacons to sit in. If you look above each seat, there's a carving representing tongues of fire descending upon each person who sits beneath it. This, of course, is to represent the tongues of fire which fell upon the disciples on the first day of Pentecost. The flames, along with a rushing wind which entered the room where they were told to wait, told the apostles that the promise Jesus had made about the sending of the Holy Spirit was being fulfilled. On Sunday, we'll remember this event as we celebrate the Feast of Pentecost. It was after this that the disciples received the power to proclaim the good news of Jesus across the known world in both word and action. We will recall Peter and the others speaking the message in a language that the whole crowd could understand. Amongst other things, this was an important sign that the confusion of language, which had begun in Genesis chapter 11 with the Tower of Babel, was passing, and that people were to be able to understand God's good news. In our troubled times, this is an important message. God's eternal plan is that there should be unity and love amongst all peoples and in the whole of creation. At present, it feels as if we're a long way from this. And part of the role of the church is to proclaim the message of good news to everyone, everywhere. The death of Jesus on the cross is the way to reconciliation, and his resurrection gives new life to all who choose to follow him. One of Luke's main purposes in his writing of the Gospel and the book of Acts was to show that both the ministry of Jesus and that of the church were and are empowered by the Holy Spirit. The church is to follow in the footsteps of Jesus, doing the things that he did in order that God's message of love, healing, and reconciliation can be known by everyone. This week I've been reminded about the power of fire. Our ancestors, when they discovered fire, found it to be one of the most important things in their lives. It provided for warmth and eventually cooking. In addition, it was also something they used to protect themselves from the wild animals which often surrounded them. Last Wednesday, the nursing home where my mother is staying had a small fire which led to the evacuation of the building. Thankfully, my mum is fine. But fire can be dangerous. The Holy Spirit is the same. The Spirit can be a comforter in times of stress and sadness, but also can seek to push us well beyond where we feel comfortable, into places which can feel very dangerous. For Jesus, the Spirit led to the cross, but also to the fulfillment of his earthly ministry to draw all people to himself. We too are called to play our part in that continuing ministry, and we will be reminded of this on Sunday as we gather to celebrate Pentecost. So I trust that you'll have a joyous Pentecost Sunday this week. Thank you once again for being here. God bless and stay safe.